back. This is your Lord and Saint Bepis, and welcome back to our Crusader Kings Guide series. Today we're going to be talking about technology and culture. Now, in Crusader Kings 3, the two of these are tied together. So, culture and technology are kind of the same thing, but not entirely. The technologies that you have available to you and the ones that are researched are based on where your culture is and where your culture and where you are, where your culture is, and anywhere else in the world that you spread it to. So, in the Anglo-Saxon culture we have is only in England, minus Cornwall. Whereas if we got a portion of France, say Normandy, we would be able to get access to a couple of French-specific cultures. And if France managed to get into England and spread their culture there, they would also get access to a couple of English-specific cultural traditions. So there's 4 tiers. If we go over to this candle flame here, click on that, you see our culture here, but we're going to talk about technology first, and you can also see the culture spread on the map. These little hashes here mean that the top liege's culture of this area is Norse and not Anglo-Saxon. But if we go to innovations up here on this tab, there are 4 eras of cultural technology. You have tribal, early medieval, high medieval, and late medieval. Each one of these 3 other ones needs to be unlocked. Tribal is the only one that's unlocked by default. Early medieval unlocks at 900. High medieval unlocks at 1050. And late medieval unlocks at 1200. Each one of them increases the cost of activities, court amenities, mercenaries, and court positions, but gives you another cultural tradition slot. You start the game with 5, and 1, 2, 3, you end with 8. So you gotta make the most out of what you get. To research a technology, the ruler that has the most counties of that culture will be able to pick a technology to research. Our liege has decided to pick mustering grounds. Public works is being discovered because we have contact with another culture that has an innovation that we do not have. So, yeah, see right above here? And it's based on cultural acceptance, and we are getting it from the Dutch, who are over here. If you notice, in the innovations, each one is color-coded and has a symbol next to it. The martial symbol will research based on your martial skill. The stewardship based on stewardship skill. And the learning one's based on learning skill. Diplo based on Diplo skill. The only one that I don't think is in here is the intrigue. Oh, it's used only for only for this one, condottieri, which is you have to be in Italy to get that one. Yeah, see, like this one. This is what I was talking about, peerage. But muladi, that one you have to be in North Africa. Osteidlung, you have to be in Eastern Germany. This one is also in Francia. So it's either peerage or Signurialism. So, yeah. It's very, very easy to understand technology. It's very small. The way, however, you get an increase in your tech progression is based on the development of all of the cultural places, or your culture. It takes all the development of all the counties of your culture and then averages them out. So if we hover over right here, yep, we can see average development plus 0.01, base chance 5%, fascination up 15%, meaning there's a 22% chance to gain 0.4 progress each month, and we get a base of 0.3. So this will increase by 0.3 with a 0.4 progression based on luck. However, you can influence this simply by increasing development. So if we go to London, like we have increased development, the higher development a single place has, the higher your average will get. Because right now we have a bunch of low development areas, like 5, 6, and then you get up here and it goes to 4 and then 5. It's mostly around 5, and 6, and then we got a couple that are 8. Yeah, like these. So the easiest way is to just... The easiest way to increase your technology is to just... I unpaused. I didn't realize I did that. Is to just basically hold all your technology in a small area and bump the development out of it significantly. Like, as this game progresses and you keep developing your capital in London, it'll be massively boosted. You'll start to be able to research instead of in 92 years, it'll be something like 30 years, or even 10 years, depending on how much your development goes up. So next thing we need to talk about is culture, which is the other side of innovations. You have the ethos up here. I'm going to hit the diverge culture button so I can show you all the ethoses. So, you have bureaucratic, you have bellicose, spiritual, stoic, ceremonious, egalitarian, and communal. And each one of these is different bonuses. But their names give you a good idea of what their bonuses are. But I'm going to go through them anyway. Bureaucratic. You can adopt administration as a king, in addition to when you're an emperor. Your lifestyle experience is up 10%, your cultural fascination progress is up 5%, and development growth is up 15%. Very strong. Very strong bureaucratic is. Bellicose, 50% more available mercenaries, 2 prowess for every Anglo-Saxon character. Men-at-arms recruitment cost down 10%, men-at-arms maintenance cost down %, herd conversion into horse riders up by 1%, levy size up 10%. Also, pretty strong. Not nearly as good as bureaucratic, in my opinion, though. Stoic, disease resistance, small boost, 15% less stress gain, 4% herd gain, 15% less friendly fatal casualties, and plus 5 to defender advantage, which is very good. Spiritual, consult the skies has additional effects. Characters of this culture have increased stargazer aptitude. Not really that good. Piety up 10%, herd capacity up 5%, control growth up 15%, faith creation and reformation up 20%. That last one is really good if you're trying to create a new faith. Control growth, not the greatest, but it's alright. And piety, it's alright. Ceremonious, more prestige, 10% prestige up per month, 15% title creation cost, house opinion up by 5, court grandeur opinion up by 5. Good for roleplay, but other than that, not really good. Egalitarian cultural acceptance gain up 35. Vassal limit up by 10. Tributary taxes up 10%. Different cultural opinion up by 5. Different faith opinion up by 5. Tributarian opinion up by 15. This is really good if you have a massive, wide empire. Like, if you reformed Rome, go change your culture to egalitarian. It'll help you so much. Communal. Herders have higher county fertility. Same culture mercenary, higher cost up 15%. Close family opinion up 5. County fertility up 5%. And holding construction time down 10%. Building construction cost down 5%. It's okay. Most of these are mediocre. I think egalitarian and bureaucratic are stand out the best, each for different reasons. And stoic and bellicose, probably the next. With these last three being more, how do you say it? They're more situational. Language. If you are hybridizing a culture, for say example, we hybridize with the Norse, form hybrid culture. If our cultural acceptance gets up to 40%, we can form a hybrid culture, and we can change our language to Norse. It doesn't really do anything other than, yeah, you get 10 cultural acceptance baseline with cultures sharing that language. North Germanic or West Germanic, again, it's mostly flavor, but you gain cultural acceptance baseline for anybody sharing that. Hybrid cultures also, you have to change one thing. You can't have everything be the same. Like, see here. So you can pick at least one thing. You can mix and match traditions. And you can pick your aesthetics. You can pick naming schemes, coat of arms patterns, the like. Most of this is mostly flavor, but the traditions are the real good part. And you also, if you form a hybrid culture, you get all of the innovations they have that you don't have. So for example, I would say, if you can get the ability to do so, get a Norse hybrid culture with the Anglo-Saxons. You get a bunch of military bonuses that you don't have. You gain planetary assemblies, which you need, and longships. Just naval speed embarkation costs down 75%. That alone is worth it, even if you can't. And ability to sail in major rivers. Those three things make it totally worth it. The raiding, you can't raid as Anglo-Saxon, but it's fine. Like, it's actually really good. But that's just me. Now, for traditions, these are various bonuses. Starting as Alfred, you get 33 in the realm, 23 for warfare, 31 for social, 16 for ritual, and 0 for regional. I am not going to go through all of these, because this'll take forever to go through all of these. I'm going to let you guys pick what you want, but as a standout thing, like the thing that stands out most to me, longbow competitions. You can only get this if you're in England. Gives you the best archer unit in the game, because they increase in power every time a technology era goes to the next era. So in 900, or I think it's like 10 years after 900, they'll gain a bonus to their stats, and it's not a small one either. I think they go from 20 to like 35 or something, and their defense goes from 8 to something like, I think it's like 15, and they get better every single era. They're better as a late game army, but getting them early, +4 size to archer regiments. You can really stack up how many of archers you get. Only the Strong, also a great one, 100% knight effectiveness, even though you lose men-at-arms regiment size and max men-at-arms regiments. Even though you lose that, the knight effectiveness, it can make up for it, especially with the 10% men-at-arms damage and the 15% men-at-arms toughness. I recommend taking this, either not taking this if you want to have a bigger men-at-arms army, or taking this later. Because if you drop below the men-at-arms cap, if you drop below that, but you still have the men-at-arms, you get to keep them. You don't lose them. You get to keep them. And anything else I want to mention? Ah, yes. Where is it? It's under ritual, isn't it? Yes, by the sword. No limit to the kingdom level holy wars that you can declare. Very powerful, especially if you're surrounded by... hostile faiths. If you want to keep your culture... basically, you want your rulers to stay the culture, or you want people to hybridize with your culture, you need to be administrative, but you can pick this one. It's nice, but the cultural fascination progress down 10%. You might want to take it, you might not. Industrious, I've heard great things about this from other people. I don't like it, because 25 development growth, okay. Every time a building is constructed, up to once a year, okay, that's good. What happens when you finally have all your buildings built? Then this just sits here, you gain a 15% stress gain, and now you have building construction cost up and building construction time down. I just don't think Industrious is worth it. Practice Pirates, there are some people that like it. And Battlefield Looters, there's some people that like it. I think Battlefield Looters is fine, but it falls off really badly once you start getting into the late game, because then you're just making so much money that you'd have no idea what to spend it on. Warriors by Merit, though, I highly recommend everybody get. Anybody can be a knight as long as they have 10 or more prowess. Accolade glory gain up 10% and prowess per level of fame. So your noblemen will be better knights, and your acclaimed knights will get way better. They'll get way fast. They'll have way faster and they'll have their bar raised faster, and they'll be way better. I'm sorry. But other stuff, you gotta look around to see what you want. It's all your choice on what you want. But do know that you can only add in new cultural traditions every 50 years. That's by default, but I believe you can change that in the settings, I think. Lastly, I forgot this. Martial Custom. This is who can be a knight without any modifications. Men only, equal, and women only. You need the specific law for it in order to change the martial custom. So, yeah, that's that. Let me flip the next page of my thing over here. Right, cultural acceptance. Okay. Every culture in the world has a different cultural acceptance of you. For example, if we go to Jorvik here, they have a cultural acceptance of 0. Cornish has a 15%. Welsh has 15% as well. What this is this is how well your culture intermingles with theirs. You can increase it by having provinces of that culture in your realm, having rulers of that culture in your realm, vassals and such. You can have events change it. Specifically, coronation events will increase it if you pick the required option. I know you can get some during traveling around. You can get a random event that'll help increase it. It decreases when you declare war on rulers of that culture, and it decreases on its own towards its baseline. If I look at his, he loses 13 opinion of us because of cultural acceptance. The highest that can go is up to 0. If you learn his language, for example, you start a learn language scheme against the Welsh, we'll do it right here, we have a 95% chance to succeed. That will reduce the cultural acceptance penalty by half. So, that's great. You can also use it on your spouse to get her to like you more. She's obese. Interesting. Alright. That is everything. I will see you all in the next episode of our guide. So stay tuned and goodbye, where we will be talking about religion finally. That one's going to be a bit of a long one because it's kind of like culture. Here, let me give you a brief preview. It's kind of like culture, but there's way more things to change around, way more things to talk about as well. So I will see you all in the next episode, so stay tuned and goodbye.